Hello everyone, and welcome. Some of you may recognize this spot. It's a trail that I use quite a bit in the summer. We come out here and go camping. I've got 6 or 7 different camping spots down here. Now, about 3 years ago, I found 2 trees back here that have chaga in them. And I said to myself, in the fall, when it's cool, I'm gonna come out and collect that chaga. Well, the fall would roll around, weather would get cool, I'd be busy doing other things, I wouldn't think of it, and then the snow would fly, and once there's too much snow, I can't make it back here. It's too far back down the trail. It's just too far down the road. Well, this week we got a bit of snow, not a ton, just a bit. But because I did that chaga video last weekend, I still had this chaga in mind, and when I saw this snow, I said, that's it. I'm not going anywhere past this weekend. This weekend I'm finding the time and I'm going to collect that chaga, because if we get another snowstorm, I may not be able to get back here again. So let me get my pack on, and I'm going to get Lucy, and we're going to go walking down the trail and go and collect this chaga. So here we have our first chunk of chaga, but it's pretty high off the ground. Let me get this pack off and I'll see if I can find a way to reach it. Have you ever heard the term, do as I say, not as I do? Well, that chaga is up a little high. And all I could find were these dead logs that I could pile around. That does not look safe in the slightest, but I've stood on it and it holds my weight. So as long as I'm careful, I should be able to collect that. Now, I brought along my silky big boy, knowing that this piece was a little high up, and I think the other one is as well. So hopefully with this I can reach it, and it'll be a lot better than trying to swing a hatchet. Slowly, test your footing. And there's chunk number 4. Now, let me put this away. Put the pack back on. And we're going to walk down to one of our camping spots. So here's what we gathered off of that one tree. Now I'm going to grab the hatchet and saw, and we'll go see what we can gather off that other tree. Can you see it over there? I'm going to have to clear some of these branches just so that I can get up at all of that chaga. There's a lot of chaga up there, but a lot of these branches are in my way. And most of them are dead. Matter of fact, they all look dead. So I'm going to put the saw down and uncover the hatchet. I'm going to try and clear a few of these branches. Now, way. There's the way. In the way. Like I said, dead. That out of the way. That out of the way. Those out of the way. Now I can get at this chaga and get rid of a bit of this birch bark. There's still some left here. I'm not going to gather it all. If I leave a little bit, it will continue to grow. It'll take a long time, but in another 5 years or so, I should be able to come and collect more. So now let's go back to camp and I'll show you what we've collected. Now, quite often, when you find chaga in a tree, if you look carefully, you might find more. Now, I came around the back of this tree, and if you look way there, there's another fair-sized chunk up there. But that's way too high for me to go get. Maybe in another year or two I'll come back, tie my saw to a pole and go up there and cut that off. But I think for today I have enough. I'm gonna let that grow bigger before I try and cut it down if I come and get it. So you've seen this pile. This is what we gathered off that first tree. Now, this time we gathered that, and a little bigger, and about the same size, and just a bit bigger, and that. Now that is a nice haul. There are little bits of birch bark on some of these pieces, just on the outer edges. But once I get it home and I split it up, break it into smaller chunks, I'll clean all that birch bark out. Now, we are not out here for a long time today. I just wanted to come out and gather that chaga and make a small fire and have a cup of tea. So all those dead branches that I knocked out of the tree so that I could get at the chaga, why waste them? I'm going to break them up, and that's what we're going to use to warm up our tea. So in the last video I did with chaga, I showed you how to use a ferro rod and light as a big chunk. This time I'm going to grind it into a fine powder and see if it lights a little better. If this wind will cooperate. So I brought a piece of dry chaga from home. And I'm going to take the sharp spine on my knife, and I'm just going to try and grind it down into some fine powder. Hopefully that'll be enough. Now, if I had a bigger pile, I could let that smolder and solidify, and then I could probably pick it up with my knife, kind of like we do with the coffee. We also have the option of just taking the remainder of the chunk and transferring the ember over. So now that I have the ember, I gathered up some grasses on the way in. Hopefully they're dry enough. So that grass must have been a bit more damp than I thought, but we've got good old faithful. Went and grabbed a little bit of birch bark. Well, things don't always go according to plan. Sometimes you just gotta cheat. So now we've got the water on. I've got one more little piece of dried chaga from home in here, which I will use to make myself a cup of tea. And whenever I go out, I always bring a Ready Wise meal and a little bit of beef jerky. Just in case, you never know, car breaks down on the way home and whatever. There's an accident on the highway and you can't get through. At least I've got a meal to hold me over until later. But the bag will double as a perfect spot to put all this chaga. Wait till Ann gets a load of this. Now, it's 10 after 4. Lately it gets dark around 5:15. So we're not going to be here long. I'm making that pot of tea. We're going to drink one and we'll probably drink the other one on the way while walking back out. So that just goes to show you, fire is very unpredictable. Something you've done a million times. If you get the wrong day with a little bit of damp wood, a little bit of damp grass, you're going to have a fight on your hands to get it to go. Even now I've got it going, but some of that wood is still a bit damp from the snow we got last week, and it's not burning the way it should. Them's the brakes. You gotta roll with the punches. Let's see if that water's boiling yet. As an update to what's been going on lately, we've got a new apartment. We're gonna be moving in February 1st. It's a bigger place, but that means that there's things that we had in storage that we kind of have to maneuver around because some of it is going to be able to come to the new place. And we're going through the stuff we have at home, and we've been living there for 5 years together. So we've collected some stuff. So we're going through and sorting through what needs to go, what can stay. So we're going to be busy for the next little bit. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out and do any camping videos. I think it's going to be a lot of just day trips like this. Come out, have a tea, have some lunch, have something, do whatever. But as soon as I can get back to the camping, I will. And if I can sneak a camping weekend in here and there, I'm definitely going to work at it. But I'm just as happy with day trips. As long as I get out here, that's what counts. Overnight is fantastic, but if it's just a day trip, I'll take what I can get. Like I said, as long as I get out here for just a little while, I'm a happy camper. It gets rid of all the stress from the week, and I'm good to go for another week after that. It's a shame that grass was damp and it didn't catch the way I wanted it to. At least you saw it catch. We know the chaga works. I'm hoping to get a really sunny day soon so that I can show you how well it works using just a Fresnel lens. I think the last time I tried that, it took about 6 seconds to get an ember going, 6 or 7 seconds. It was pretty unbelievable. But lately, the weekends just haven't been cooperating. Whenever I can come out lately, it seems like it's always cloudy and gloomy. Well, at least it's not raining or snowing. He is ready. Ooh, that's hot. Oh, but it's good. Oh. But the sun's going down pretty fast. And because it's cloudy today, it's going to get dark even earlier than usual. I didn't bring a light for me to film or anything. So I think I'm just going to drink this cup of tea, put this fire out, and head for home. But at least we got to have a cup of tea. We got a nice haul of chaga. I think I'm going to have a heavier bag going out than I had coming in. But that's okay. Now we'll have lots of chaga for a while. Maybe the next time the fire will actually cooperate. But those are the breaks. Things don't always go perfectly in life. But I want to thank you all for coming along. Always wonderful having you. So if you like what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more of it, hit the subscribe button. And if you're going to do that, you may as well hit the notification bell. When you do, it'll give you a drop-down menu. In that menu, select all, and it should let you know whenever we put out a new video. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.